Today's episode is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and for a limited time, all pre-orders of $25 or more with a Modern Horizons booster pack or box will get a sheet of stickers featuring not just the Card Kingdom logo, but some of your favorite Modern decks for free. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Monday means it's Modern Monday here at Instant Deck Tech Land, and we have a sweet one to look at today. This is a deck I'm calling Bant, Geddon. If you've been playing Magic for like 25 years, you might get that reference. There was a deck called Geddon that was like an Ugin Armageddon deck that was in the back colors. It was called Geddon, but this deck, it's kind of like a new modern take on that, but the comes from the fact that you're like, I guess this is sort of an Armageddon, but we'll talk about that as we go along. This one comes to us from Wolven Joe, 1984, who took it to a 5-0 finish in a competitive Modern League on Magic Online. So congrats to Wolven Joe on a really cool deck. A quick reminder before we break down Bant Geddon for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Bant Geddon is a deck that's basically looking to build an Armageddon in the Modern format. So step one of this plan is a new card from War of the Spark, Ugin's Conjurant, and this is a card that, when you look at it, you're like, okay. I mean, this is fine, I guess. It's an X-Spell, kind of like an endless one. It can't big if you have a lot of mana. Really, though, we're not planning on spending any mana on Ugin's Conjurant. The key part of Ugin's Conjurant is it is a 0 converted mana cost spirit, which allows us to do a sweet trick with an old janky card, which is Celestial Kiran. So Celestial Kiran is a 4 mana 3/3 flying spirit that has an ability where whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, you destroy all permanents with that spell's converted mana cost. So when they printed this, there were no spirit or arcane spells that were 0 mana, so you were not able to blow up 0 converted mana cost things. You could blow up more expensive things, but not 0 converted mana cost things, which is why it doesn't say all non-land permanents. Well, now we have a 0 mana spirit in Ugin's Conjurant, which means if we can play Celestial Kiran, we can cast Ugin's Conjurant for 0 mana and blow up all the lands, build our own Armageddon, can also do some sweet tricks blowing up other stuff, because Ugin's Conjurant, we can cast it for 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana, so if our opponent has a bunch of stuff of a certain converted mana cost, we can cast Ugin's Conjurant for more mana, not blow up the lands, blow up other stuff instead. But that's the main plan of the deck. Play Celestial Kiran, free Ugin's Conjurant, blow up all the lands, proceed to win the game. We also have Vivien Champion of the Wilds, which digs through our deck with the -2 to find our combo pieces, also lets us flash in our combo pieces, plays around counter spells, blows up our opponent, and it lands at an inopportune time. And then we have a bunch of ramp to get our plan going faster, and also to break the symmetry. So remember, when we pull off our Armageddon with Ugin's Conjurant and Celestial Kiran, we're losing all of our lands too, but Birds of Paradise Noble Hierarch make sure that we can still play spells, we can still function even with no lands, because we have creatures that produce mana, so it gets us to our combo faster, lets us function after our combo. Otherwise, the deck is pretty straightforward, kind of just like a Bant mid-range style deck. We have Scavenging Ooze, good at eating the graveyard, gains us a bit of life against aggro. Voice of Resurgence, good against control. If it dies, we get a token, which is big and powerful. Knight of the Reliquary, kind of hilarious with our plan of blowing up all the lands, because it gets bigger for each land in our graveyard. So if we play a bunch of lands, blow them all up with our Ugin's Conjurant, that's going to grow our Knight of the Reliquary into an even bigger threat. And then Courser of Crufix gains us life as lands come into play, helps us find our lands after we blow everything up to rebuild faster than our opponent and take over the game. Otherwise, for defense, Spell Queller gives us a counter spell on a body, essentially. It doesn't hit everything, but hits most things. And Deputy Detention, a good catch-all for permanents on the battlefield to get them out of our way so we can win with Knight of the Reliquary or whatever. And then we have Path to Exile, just efficient removal. Sure, we give our opponent a land, but that's kind of fine, because we're going to blow it up anyway, so it's not that big of a drawback in this deck. In the mana base, we get a bunch of tutor targets for our Knight of the Reliquary. Field of Ruin, Ghost Quarter deal with Tron lands, creature lands, Geddon Township, backup win condition, put counters on our stuff, a Horizon Canopy to draw some cards if we need to, a bunch of fetch lands, a bunch of shock lands, a couple of basic lands. Sideboard-wise, we get some more land for tutor targets, Blast Zone for removal, Bajuka Bog to exile graveyards, a bunch of removals, Settle the Wreckage Path to exile for creatures, Swiss Army Knight does a little bit of everything, gains us life, gets rid of artifacts and enchantments. For control, we have Tireless Tracker, Gideon, kind of card advantage engines, Gideon making tokens, Tireless Tracker making us clues that draw us cards as we're playing our fetch lands and activating under the Reliquary. Some counters for control and also for combo. Life from the Loam is another way to get our lands back from the graveyard after we blow them up. Just dredge it back to our hand, cast it, get back our lands, we rebuild, our opponent can't take advantage of our Armageddon. And that is Bant Geddon for Modern, and that's been our instant deck tech for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.